Hi everyone, it's Sam here at SoloSFX, and in this video we're going to be talking about the incredible backdrop feature inside SoloStudio Pro version 3. But what is the backdrop? Well, the backdrop is essentially a way that you can display your logo or any other material for that matter on a screen as a default instead of the SoloStudio Pro logo that appears when you enable the HDMI output. Now you do this on a show level, which means you can switch between shows and have different backdrops for different shows. So if you're a children's entertainer, you might have a kids show with your kids show logo set as the backdrop, and then you might switch into your corporate set with your corporate cues and all of your music for that, and the backdrop for that is your professional corporate logo, completely different to your kids show. Now this is a pretty insane feature. It's so simple, but let's just dive into it. So as you can see in the top right hand corner, I already have an image imported called Sam Fitton logo test 170591. It rolls off the tongue. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into that cue, and as you can see, it's got some basic cue settings, and I've got fade in, fade out, blah, 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 all that usual stuff if I was cueing it normally. But this is going to be set as a backdrop. So all of that becomes completely irrelevant because I'm going to hit that massive blue button that says backdrop. And when I do that, you can see it says set this cue as your show backdrop, question mark. It will replace any existing backdrop, which it would if we had one active, and we don't at the moment, so we're just going to hit yes. And in doing so, all of those cues are removed. All of those settings are removed because you don't need them. But in fact, this is now set as our default output to HDMI when no other video or live camera cue or image cue is active. So it's great for your logo, maybe sponsors, that sort of thing for a show. It's just simple. Now, if you wanted to remove the backdrop, you would simply click that blue button again, and you would remove the backdrop, and you get all your settings back, and it would cue like a normal cue would. So we're going to set it as backdrop again though, and now if I go back, you can see that the tile has turned blue, and that's to let me know that that is my backdrop cue. So I'm going to take that, and because I am a sane and normal human being, I'm going to move it to the front of my show because it makes it easy to see, easy to spot, and it doesn't get in the way of all the other cues. But it wouldn't anyway, because the way that we've programmed SoloStudio Pro means that even if you are using Go mode, it will skip past this cue, ignoring it. It will completely ignore whatever cue is your backdrop. However, because I'm not a complete insane, living on the edge person, I'm just going to move it to the beginning and know it's out of the way. So there we are. Now, what does it actually look like though? Well, I'm going to go into my tools settings and I'm going to enable my HDMI output. And as you can see when I do, that logo that we've just set becomes our default backdrop instead of that SoloStudio Pro logo. Because I want my logo there. I don't want the Solo one now. I want my logo. So anyway, my logo appears. Amazing. Now, if I was to go back and I was to switch shows, I'm going to switch to a different show. Let's say it's my one with all my wedding cues in it for when I'm wedding hosting. Well, I'm going to switch it to that, and you'll see when I do, it changes the backdrop automatically to this happy couple on their wedding day, and I've got a completely different backdrop. So just by switching shows, I can set and have in each individual show different backdrops. So I'm going to switch back to my corporate, and you can see it's instant. It's great. Now what's really cool is, like I say, this stays in the background now of everything that happens. So for example, if I was to play this video, it would fade in over the top, we would see our video, the video would play back, and then it fades out and it goes back to that backdrop, it goes back to our logo. If I was to cue a live camera, the live camera would come on and I can do my whatever I'm doing on camera and the audience can see it on our monitor, and then when it fades out that live camera, it goes back to the logo again. So this is a seriously cool feature. It helps reaffirm your brand, your image. It makes you look so professional on stage, and it's so easy to use, as is everything in SoloStudio Pro. So I hope you enjoy that. I hope you use this feature. I think it's absolutely epic. I think it's an amazing feature, and I really hope you love it. If you've got any questions, head to the Solo Community Facebook group, ask your questions away. The community is amazing, and we all chip in with ideas. And if you've got any comments, leave them below, and we'd really appreciate hearing from you.